What's up, guys? So we're gonna go and make a tier list of how easy characters are in Tekken 8 and also how hard characters are in Tekken 8. Of course, it is my opinion. You know, please don't be offended if you're like, oh no, actually my character is much harder than that, or no, actually that character is really stupid. It should be way easier. You know, relax. It's just an opinion. So now, before I get into this, you guys should absolutely check out this amazing t-shirt I have on. So, you guys see this t-shirt? You like it, yeah? You guys also like these t-shirts as well? You guys all, look, this is similar design. I really like the aesthetic of it. You know, the village, kinda neon, Japanese kind of aesthetic. And also, if you like a bit more like old school, especially with like samurais and stuff like that, there's also this as well. And I'm gonna be wearing these. I'm actually gonna wear these like in my everyday usage. Like, you know, when I go hit the town up, I'm actually gonna wear this. And basically create a load dates with it. So, do you know where you can get these t-shirts? You can get these t-shirts using this link, which I'll type into chat and I will also include in the YouTube description below. So let's have a look what they have to offer, right? So, like I showed you, I have some samples that they gave to me, but they also have other samples. So they do a lot of graphics tees. So you can see they have like a variety of options here. So if you use my link there, you can actually get 10% off. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this kind of aesthetic, I really like, you know, like the neon kind of lo-fi aesthetic. Especially this one. I like this one particularly. They don't only do t-shirts. So they also do like basic t-shirts as well. So they have basic ones. They also do flannels, which I actually might pick up one because I'm a big flannel guy. So, and they also have, you know, tank tops as well. But they don't only do top. They also do like bottoms such as pants, shorts, and joggers. And I'm wearing joggers right now. Like around the house, you know, I just wear them around the house. So they have these options as well. But obviously they're more like centered around the graphics tees. And you know, they have a variety of designs. You know, colorful, maybe a bit more like it's this one I have on right now. This one here. So if you like this kind of aesthetic, which I think really stands out from like other t-shirts, then I really recommend it. It's this one as well. I really like this one as well. And this one I have as well. So they have a bunch of t-shirts, you know, some with the design on the back and some with the design on front. So this one has the design on front, and this one has the design on the back, for example. So, check them out. Highly recommend it. I will include the link in the YouTube description and the pinned comments. So now, let's get back into the tier list, which I'm sure is what everyone is waiting for. So, we have 5 different tiers. We have Glue Sniffer, we have Easy, we have Average, hard, and difficult. I think they kind of explain themselves, especially glue snippers. So we're just gonna go through them in order. So Jack, I want to say, is a bit easy, maybe. You know, he's a very straightforward game plan. Maybe his game plan is a little bit more difficult in this game because he has a lot of stance options and conditioning he has to keep in mind, right? But I think general, in my opinion, of course, he might be a bit on the easier side. Jin. I mean, you have to learn wave dash, you have to learn electrics, you have to learn... Well, I don't want to say space control because 4-4 does everything for you, and 4-4-2 does everything for you, so I don't want to say space control so much. But definitely, like, at least on the execution side of things, he is a bit there. Jun, she's pretty easy. Like, I would say like almost Glue Sniffer, but she does have to play fundamentally a little bit more than the other dumb top tiers, right? So she does have to play a little bit more fundamentally sound than the other top tiers. So I will put her here for now. Kazuya, as much as I hate to say it, I will put him in difficult. As much as I hate to say it, he does go in there. Like, his poking game is pretty limited, so you have to, I guess, have a strong mind with his mix-ups. And there's a bit of execution curve behind it as well. But the thing is, like, he has an execution curve behind him, but his game plan is really simple. It's just coin flip. And in heats, those same coin flips have an extra layer coin flips onto them as well, or more ward, so I'll put him in there. I agree with King. I was going to say that by King. He's almost glue sniffer, almost like an inch of glue sniffer. But there are some stuff you do need to learn a little bit with King, in terms of like chain grab inputs, or, you know, consecutively inputting like giant swings or whatever. But yeah, I made a Dean, but we're just perfecting it. But yeah, he's like almost glue sniffer, like almost. Lars, I'm gonna put in average, because he has a lot of transitions, he has a lot of stances, and he has like a lot of like flow of understanding of how the stances work. So I guess he's fine in average. Like, it's not too hard, but he needs to be comfortable with the stances, I guess. Law, similar reason. He has a lot of DSS cancels. Slide input, you need to be pretty consistent with. He's like slightly execution behind this stuff. Paul, I put in average because you have to learn a proper backdash with this character. You have to learn proper backdash with this character, so I'll put him in here. Like, his game plan is really easy, you know, big mid or big low, but to move with him properly, you have to be conscious of the backdash, doing the correct inputs. Nina is difficult, I would say. Like, optimal Nina includes being good with high shield stack to go under situations where other characters have to hold. Side step 1 cancels is pretty crucial. Butterfly loops, not as important as the game, but still there. Yeah, I guess a lot of our stuff is get kept behind, like execution, if you want to be optimal with the character. Ling Xiaoyu, as dumb as the character is, you do need to be a bit of a specialist with her. Like I said, she has a bunch of stances, she has a bunch of cancels. You have to be aware of, you know, how to go into a stance, you have to be aware of AOP and that kind of thing. Like, she's dumb as fuck. She might be the best character in the game overall, but there is a bit of a specialist barrier to her, at least, you know. So she's not going to be as pick up as play as like the other top tiers. Hippopotamus stance, exactly. Asuka is pretty easy. Like, I'm Asuka main, so I'll admit, like, the character is pretty easy. So I'll put her here. Like, execution's not too bad. There's some stuff that's a little bit difficult, but it's not too bad in general. Leroy, I think, is borderline easy, borderline average. I'm not really sure, but we can like do like a rough order anyway. But I'm gonna order the tiers at the end in rough. But yeah, I'll put Leroy like here. He's a bit borderline easy, average maybe. Lily is like borderline easy, average as well, because she has a lot of her optimal stuff, like her better combos. Yeah, this is ease of use, Kira. So Lily, like her better stuff, like her better combos do actually require a fair bit of execution. Like 4/1+2 in combos do glide stuff for the more optimal combos. So I will put Lily here, maybe like at the bottom of easy, like borderline average. Orang is difficult. Millions of stances, millions of... You have to be quite active with the character. You have to be quite plan your next move constantly, you know, be comfortable with your stance options, and there's a lot of them as well, so I think it's fair to say he's pretty difficult. Claudio's pretty easy, I mean, straightforward, running 2, lows, back 1, side step 4, nothing's too hard there. Last Descent is 100% Clue Sniffer, holy shit. Maybe the easiest character in Tekken's history. Maybe the easiest character in Tekken history. This character is 100% here. I would say Raven is kinda hard because he has the unique movement with the Snake Dash. He has, you know, a bunch of stances. You have to be like kind of a bit creative with his pressure a little bit. So I'll stick Raven in there. Dragunov, I think explains itself. It explains itself. Very Glue Sniffer, the finest glue out there. You know, Amazon's finest glue. So yeah, he's running 2 does everything for you. FC low does everything for you. Back 4-3 is a heat engager for some reason that has like a multi-layered string mind game behind it. He's like the owner of the Prestix company. Bears, I'm on the fence between average or easy because you have to be like really creative with them. I feel we did Jordan, we're perfecting it. But then there's all like the roll stuff. There's a bit more involved with the bears, I feel, in this game. Like in Tekken 7, I would say they were easy, but in this game I feel like they're a bit harder because their solid stuff got nerfed. So you gotta be more active with like the roll stuff and all that. So I would put them in average for now, so that's also Panda as well. Yeah, I would say Leo's average as well. A lot of stances. If you want to be more optimal with the character, you know, you gotta do the harder stuff. So I'll put Leo in average for now as well. Shaheen, you have to be good with slides. You have to be good with snake cancels. He's a bit more fundamentally demanding than quite a few characters. But so I'll stick him in here. Steve is hard. Like I'll give him that. Like again, loads of stances. More reliance on counter hit timing more than mix up. So that makes him automatically difficult, I guess. Yoshimitsu in Tekken 7, I would say, is difficult. But in this game, I feel like it got thumbs down big time. So I will put him here, hard instead of difficult. He got thumbs down for sure in this game. You know, like with Tekken 7, Yoshi had to be a bit more creative with Uki. But now that he does so much damage with the flash combos, I think he should be here instead of difficult. And Bang is pretty easy. Like, not quite Glue Sniffer, I feel. Because he's like slightly more specialist than these two characters. Slightly more specialist than these two characters. So I don't think he's quite as Glue Sniffer, but he's close. He's very close. These two are very, very close. Like with Kempo, you do have to be like a bit aware of how to use it, I feel. And he has used more moves than these two characters as well. I think Alisa is really easy in this game. I think Alisa is actually Glue Sniffer. She's really easy approach. She has free pressure with chainsaws that does 1,000,000 chip damage. And her heat engagers are so like accessible and easy to do. So I feel Alisa is really glue sniffer. Double Chin is okay. I hate Double Chin, but he is hard to use, I guess. Like execution, typical Mishima stuff. But yeah, Lee is hard. You have to be on points with hit confirming, like down 4-4 hit confirms. The back 3-3 conversions of certain moves is, you know, it's droppable. So I'll put Lee here. Maybe like slightly orders up a little bit. Sabina's average, I think. Again, a lot of stances, but they're nerfed in this game, so you don't need to worry about the stances too much in this game compared to before. So I would say Sabina's kind of average. Just for everyone, like, pick up and play a new character. Victor is definitely glue sniffer. Victor is like, moves the character along with some really rewarding, abusable stuff. But yeah, I think Victor is definitely glue sniffer. Barang is difficult. Like, he might be like a total scrub killer, but at her level, he's definitely like harder to use than most. Brian is hard. Brian is hard. The taunt stuff is, you know, get kept behind execution, so like Brian is hard, sure. He does have easy neutral with back 1, 3+4, you know, approaching plus and block mid, and 2+4 is a giant range 5 counter launcher. But he is definitely like harder than the average character. No goalie or not. And I would say Reina is hard. Not difficult as these two. Like, she's a bit more accessible than these two, I think. Because I feel like you don't need to rely on the EWTF with this character. Because she has very good moves like 4-4-2. Her down 1 is pretty solid. She has a lot of follow-ups, including stance transition. So she's a bit easier than these two, I feel. With the Mishima characters. Like 4-4-2 does a lot for you, so you don't have to rely on electrics, you don't have to rely on wave dashing so much. And yes, she has down 2 as well for an easier whip punishment over electric. So now that let's like roughly orange up a little bit. So we'll do like a rough order of the list. Ray with the streak. Remember, it's like a rough order, right? You know, totally rough order. You know, if someone's like, oh, actually, Athena's so much easier than Lars, or, you know, actually, Lily's so much easier than Leroy, look. Say it in my YouTube comments. Give me the algorithm. You know. I think Steve is the hardest character in the game. Maybe Nina's a bit easier than these two. I mean, the order is, if they're on the left, is the easiest. From left to right, it's easy to hard. I think Shay is a little bit easier than Reina, maybe. Yeah, well, Steve, I mean, I agree with that. I think Steve is the hardest character in the game. So it's left to right, easy to hard. Yeah, I think that's okay. Like, roughly, obviously, give or take 1 or 2 placements left or right, whatever, right? But I think that's okay for the general consensus. Well, Feng is like borderline glue sniffer, like borderline. But yeah, I think that's around okay. Right, guys, I have to go get ready for work. So remember, check out the website. Check out IntoTheAM. You know, these amazing t-shirts. Like this. Like this. You know, if you want something like this, check out the websites. They're pretty reasonably priced as well. They're pretty reasonably priced as well. So yeah, make sure you check out the website. Right. Yeah, GG's on us.